morning. Good morning, Judge.
Hold that mic nice and close to you, and please state his name and spell it for the record.
My name is Eugene Fitzhugh. First name is E-U-G-E-N-E. The last name is F like Frank, I-T-Z-H-U-G-H.
Good morning, sir. Where do you work?
City of Detroit Police Department,
And what type of work do you do for the police department?
crime scene investigator.
All right, and so what type of work do you do as a crime scene
I should
investigator?
say the title of the job is evidence technician.
All right. And how long have you been in that role within the police department?
Since 98, I think. 1998.
1998?
Correct.
All right. Now, back on November 30th, 2023, were you directed to go to an evidence garage located at 11631 Mount Elliott in the city of Detroit?
That's where I work, yes.
And were you tasked with searching any vehicles at that time?
Well, that's primarily what I do, but yes, on that particular day I searched a Dodge Charger.
And do you remember the license plate number of the Dodge Charger that you searched?
I'd have to refer to my report.
That would refresh your memory?
Yes.
Approach here.
License plate on the vehicle was Edward Sam Union 5396.
And can you just describe for the jurors, when you're tasked with searching a vehicle for potential items of evidence, just describe what the process is when you process a vehicle.
Well, it starts with a work order. Usually the work order is a written request that I receive by email. The work request will tell me the investigator that's handling the case, sometimes the complainant's name, the make, model, year, color of the vehicle, and what the specific work request is. So what I will do, I'll take that work request, I'll go to the vehicle because we may have several Dodge Chargers, and I will verify the color, the VIN number, which is most important, the license plate number, and the full description of the car, just to make sure I have the right car.
And on this occasion, back on November 30th, were you working with any other evidence technicians?
I was working with a trainee,
All right, and do you recall what that person's name was?
Kathleen Bruner.
All right. And with this specific vehicle, were you directed or tasked with looking for specific items or potential items of evidence on the exterior and the interior of the vehicle?
We were requested to search for knives, bloody clothing, electronic devices such as cell phones. There may be some other things I'd have to refer to my report, but those were the basics.
Do you recall whether or not you were tasked with any finding, like backpacks, for example?
And backpacks, yes, that was one of the things, yes.
And after the vehicle was searched, or at least as it was being searched, do you know if photographs were being taken of the vehicle?
Generally, our procedure is to, after we've identified the vehicle, make sure we've got the right vehicle, is to photograph that vehicle. We photograph the exterior and the interior, and that's one go-around of the exterior and the interior. While we're photographing, we're also looking for potential evidence. So yes, the vehicle is photographed.
And have you had an opportunity to look at any photographs that were taken on this day, on this occasion, with this specific Dodge Charger?
A few of them, yes.
And were they fair and accurate representations of the way the vehicle looked and the items that were found within the vehicle?
Yes.
And is it your understanding it's contained within a disc marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 84?
Yes.
People would move to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 84.
No objection. That will be admitted. You may publish.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so now we're looking at People's Exhibit 84, and this is slide 1 of People's Exhibit 84. Can you just describe what information is meant to be conveyed in this slide?
Certainly. This is what we refer to as an ID shot. And what that is that we use digital photography nowadays, and we may process one vehicle or one scene or multiple vehicles and or scenes in the course of an 8-hour shift. So this designates the time and date that we're processing a vehicle for Detective Trooper Stockmeyer. At the very top, it shows you a 10-digit number, which represents the year 23, the day, month and day, October 21st, and that was the 85th incident on October the 25th that the crime occurred. We're processing the vehicle on November the 30th at 8 p.m. We're at the evidence garage, which is 11631 Mount Elliott. The work request is for Detective Trooper Stockmeyer. It's related to a homicide, as I indicated to you earlier. I was working with Kathleen Bruner, who's a trainee. So her name appears where it says followed by the badge. She doesn't have a badge number, but she's a forensic technician trainee. That's what the FTT stands for. The code would be 4720/3. The 3 is for platoon 3 or the afternoon shift. At the very bottom is my last name, Fitzhugh.
Now, if we go to slide 5, can you just describe, is this the vehicle that was searched?
Yes,
And is there a license plate attached to the vehicle?
there is.
And what is that license plate number again?
That license plate is ESU or Edward Sam Union 5396.
Now moving to slide 10. All right, so this photograph, is this photograph taken after the door to the vehicle had been opened?
Yes.
And what is meant to be depicted in this photograph?
Well, what you see in the photograph is a cell phone, a ring doorbell, a power cord, I guess, kind of purple bag, and I think that's a nail cleaner, that item with the, can I use the pointer?
Yes, if you. The orange tip extends.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I think this here is something that you use for your nails.
Now moving to slide 14. Is this another photograph of items taken from the interior of the vehicle?
Yes.
All right, now, can you just describe what's meant to be depicted in this photograph?
Just the items that were inside the vehicle. You've got a lighter. You got a card here that says Quality Roots. I'm not sure what this is. The part of it is missing. And this appears to be a glass case.
All right, so at least one of those cards on there has some words saying Quality Roots on it.
Correct.
All right. I'm moving to slide 25. All right, and can you just describe what's meant to be depicted in this photograph?
Certainly. What you're looking at is the right rear passenger compartment of the vehicle. The door is in the open position. On the seats, you have a wood club or bat. On the floor, you've got like a head and neck brace, or rest, if you will. Some papers that are on the floor, and you've got some sort of a card here on the seat.
And the condition of these objects, or at least the location of them, is that where those items were located when the vehicle was first opened?
Yes.
All right, now moving on to 26. All right, is that this wooden object that was found in the vehicle?
Yes. This is the wooden bat or club right here.
And now slide number 36. All right, can you just describe what's meant to be depicted in this photograph?
In this photograph, you see the trunk of the vehicle with the trunk lid open. You've got a tote bag here with some clothing items in it, some clothing items over here. You've got a backpack here, and another kind of a tote bag over here.
And the items as they're depicted in this photograph, is that how they appeared when the trunk was first opened?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned a backpack. What color is that backpack?
Black and gray.
Okay. And the way it's depicted is how it initially appeared to you?
That's how it was in the trunk, yes.
Okay. Slide 41. All right, so what is this in this photograph?
That is a document written to Michael Jackson-Bolanos at an address of 19371 Trinity in the city of Detroit. and it is from Michigan First, which is located at 27,000 Evergreen, and I think it has to do with his direct deposit account.
Can we approach? Yes.
So, without getting into the details of what was on the document, was there a name associated on that document?
Yes.
Well, we don't have it now, but was
Yes,
it
there was.
Michael Jackson-Bolanos was on that document?
Correct.
All right. Where was the document found within the vehicle?
That I'm not certain. If I can refer to my report, it might be in there.
Can you pull the mic? We're gonna have to
I'm sorry.
It's really hard to hear you.
I'm
You have
sorry.
your head turned.
If I can refer to my report, it might be in there. I have a copy of it with me.
Okay. If you need to refer to your report.
I don't have information as to where directly it was found.
So I'm going to direct your attention to slide number 38. All right. Now, are these different objects that were found within the vehicle?
Yes.
All right. And do you know if any of the paperwork that you found was located in any of these objects?
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Do you know if any of the paperwork that was just shown was found in any of these objects that are displayed on the screen in slide number 38?
I don't think so.
Slide number 39.
But that's a folder from Michigan First Credit Union.
All right. Is that where the documents were from?
It could have been, yes.
All right. If we look at slide number 38,
Okay. I see. Yes, this is the folder right here from Michigan First.
all right. So the same folder that was in slide 39 was also in slide 38. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
All right. And that was again found in the interior of the vehicle?
yes.
Slide 45, please. All right, slide 45. And again, is there a name on that bottle that is being held right there?
It is part of the name that you can see is Jackson,
All right.
and over here that you can't see is the name Bolanos.
And that was also found within the vehicle itself?
Yes.
All right. Now moving on to slide 46. What is being held in that object?
What you're looking at is that gray and black backpack that was in the trunk of the vehicle.
All right, slide 47. What is that a photograph of?
It's the same backpack. First photograph was the front of it. This photograph is the back of the backpack.
And slide 48.
That's-
Can you describe what's being shown in that photograph?
Yes, that's that same backpack, gray and black in color, and it's in two pieces.
Now, So you said it's in two pieces. Is that the way it was found inside the trunk of the car?
That's the way it was found inside the trunk of the vehicle.
So it was already cut into two?
Yes.
All right. And are you holding both pieces of that backpack in your hand?
I am.
Okay. Now, was this backpack later collected and placed on evidence?
It was.
And was there an evidence tag number that's associated with this gray backpack?
Yes.
And do you recall what that number is?
I'd have to refer to my report.
If that'll refresh your memory.
It will. Gray and black backpack in two pieces was in the trunk of the vehicle. It's item number 191 of barcode 706-419.
May I approach again, Greg?
Okay.
To show you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 85, do you recognize any notations on this object?
I do. It's the packaging that the backpack was placed in. It's gray and black backpack cut in two pieces from the trunk of the 2007 Charger. The property tag number, which is the barcode 706-419, which I indicated, and it's item number 191, and it was sealed with our red evidence tape.
All right, so that appears to be the same container that the black backpack was placed into by
Yes.
you?
Yes.
People would move to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 85.
No objection.
People's 85 would be admitted.
Now, we've gone over some photographs and some different items that were recovered, but you also said that you were going into the interior of the vehicle to look for potential blood.
Yes.
When you went through the interior of the vehicle, did you see any suspected blood inside the vehicle?
I did not.
And did you ever go back after you processed it initially to go back and look at any other suspicious stains or anything like that inside the vehicle?
I did.
Okay. And were you directed to any stains, or did you see it yourself?
I was directed.
And when you were directed to go look in a specific area, what did you observe?
I got a subsequent work request, I think the next day.
Can you pull the mic closer to you?
I'm sorry. I got a subsequent work request, I think the next day, to go back to the vehicle, look at the driver's door, window regulator area, and it was a stain. I was asked to collect that stain. I attempted to collect the stain. In fact, I did swab it. However, after I swabbed it, the stain remained. Usually if it's blood, it'll come up, so I figured, in fact, I put it in my report, that it was probable ink or some other similar material.
All right. And so, just to break that down a little bit, when you say swab, what exactly do you mean by swabbing it?
When we swab for suspected blood and or DNA, we use basically a Q-tip. There's two in a pack, and we swab it with both Q-tips. One we use, one we reserve in case a defense attorney wants to have his own independent analysis done. So I swabbed it with the two Q-tips, placed them on evidence.
And you mentioned that when you swabbed it, it didn't react in a way that was typical of suspected blood in your experience?
Correct.
Now, did you use any chemicals or any other special techniques to try and determine if it was blood or human blood?
No, I wouldn't do that. That would be done by the lab.
And when you say the lab, are you talking about like Michigan State
Michigan
Police?
State Police Lab, yes.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Joe.
Ross?
Hello,
Hello, ma'am.
how are you?
I'm fine.
So, can we go back to slide 10, please? Sir, yeah, if you take a look at slide 10, it'd be safe to say that that blue-handled object is a screwdriver, correct?
It could be.
do you see the tip of that item?
Well, to me, it looks like either it could be a screwdriver or it could be something that people use to clean their nails with.
Okay. And could we go to slide 26, please? Sir, you indicated that this was a club or a bat, correct?
Correct.
That could be used for sports, correct?
I don't know what sport that it would be used for.
It could be, though, right?
That's a possibility, I suppose.
Okay. And what was slide 37? Can we go to slide 37, please? Sir, do you see the white paperwork right there?
I do.
Now, in slide 38, if you could go to that as well, you see white paperwork in this photograph as well, correct?
If you're referring to the folder, yes.
Okay, so safe to say that that paperwork came from that red bag, correct?
Correct.
And that red bag came from the trunk of that vehicle, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if we could go to slide 45, please. Sir, based on the angle of this photograph, the only name that you're able to see, based on this photograph, would be the name Jackson. Is that correct?
The only name in full you can see, but you can see the
But,
D.
sir, so the only name that you can see fully is the name Jackson, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. And there was no other photographs of this bottle that were taken, is that correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And in your report, you actually did not indicate anything in your report about this bottle, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if we could go to... If we go to slide 48, please. Sir, you indicated that this gray bag was cut, correct?
I indicated it was in the trunk of the vehicle, that it was in two pieces.
You indicated it was in two pieces. Fair to say that you don't actually know how it got into two pieces, correct?
That's correct.
Could have been that a heavy object was put into it and it tore.
That's a possibility, I suppose.
Okay. And safe to say that within the front portion of the vehicle, including the driver's side and the passenger side of that vehicle, you did not find any identifying information as to who the car belonged to in the front portion of that vehicle. Is that correct?
I don't recall that, no.
Okay. And again, that stain that you found on that door panel, you indicated that according to your experience, that was not blood, correct?
It did not lift like blood.
And you suspected it to be ink.
Well, I suggested that it could be something other than blood. It didn't come up. Usually blood will come up.
You specifically suggested that it could be ink, though, correct?
Well, I said it could be ink or some other material.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Questions from the jury? Write down, counsel approach. Are you referring to the pill bottle? Where was the blue pill bottle found, and was there anything inside?
I don't recall if there was anything inside. My partner photographed it simply because it was in the vehicle and it had a name on it.
Any further questions based on
No, Your Honor.
Just briefly, and so there was nothing in your report that would indicate where that bottle was found, correct?
I'm not sure where it was found, no.
Okay. Nothing further, thank you, Judge.
It was inside the vehicle. If that's what you're referring to.
Sir, is the purpose of your report to be as thorough as possible?
It is,
That way you would know where each individual item that you recovered, where it came from, correct?
but we didn't recover it.
Each individual item that you photographed, correct?
And again, it was photographed because it had a name on it. It was not collected.
But it was photographed,
It
correct?
was photographed, yes, ma'am.
And it was observed, obviously, since it was photographed, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further, thank you.
Briefly, now going back to slide 38, sir, do you see this blue pill bottle in this photograph?
I do.
All right, and are these objects that were taken from inside the red duffel bag that was inside the trunk?
They were.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Anything further?
No, Judge, thank you.
Any further questions from the jury? Write down, counsel approach. Is the bat-looking item also called a tire thumper used to check the tire inflation commonly on truck tires?
I have no idea, ma'am.
Okay. Anything further?
Not for me, Your Honor.
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay, no further questions from the jury? Thank you, sir, you may step down.